recording this session, and welcome to all of you. Now I can see my numbers have shot right up in people that are watching us, and that's fantastic. So hello to all of you. I'm Matt Theodore. I'm the Director of Courses here at the Online College of Art and Design, and I'm joined by my colleagues Gemma Graham and Miss Rees here. Miss Rees running the Level 2 Art and Design, Gemma Graham being our Head of Vocational Learning, and we're going to take you around and have a look at some of the work. I think also I may have Joe Cantwell in the room as well too, who's my deputy on the Foundation Diploma. Hi Joe, I can see you on page 3 waving at me there. And Gemma there on page 4. Okay, fantastic, that's lovely. So I'm going to, without further ado, take you into the exhibition that we're going to be looking at tonight. We're going to give a couple of prizes around, but most of all, we're going to enjoy having a really good look at all this work, because this is a great treat for me to stop for a little bit and have a look across some of the courses and look at some of the fantastic creative talent that's going on here at OCAD. In my computer, but ultimately across the world, about half our students in the UK, about the other half in international sort of zones. So, and well done some of you who are 8 hours ahead here today. I can see a couple of you in that time zone, so like really exciting stuff, and well done, and I hope you get some sleep a little bit after this. So let me just come on here, and I'm just going to share, and if anyone could do one of those shouty outy things, if it looks like I haven't got the right window, that will be fantastic. Let's just check what I've got here. I'm hoping that I can share the right screen here with you. Great. So I hope we're now looking at the exhibition.
That's right, we are.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gemma. Let's get this up to full size. Now, I may well at points here make a bit of a error here, so I'm hopeful that I don't, but if I do anything a bit scary, then please shout out and say that I've made a mistake, as I just have there. Let's just go back again to the exhibition. Fantastic. And I'm just going to hop into this, into the 3D exhibition. It reset itself there for some reason. It did that to me once earlier, so I got caught out by that once already. Now, this has been put together by wonderful Alberto, who sadly is with a sick child tonight, so we wish him well and his son. But I'm going to take you through it and hopefully not be too clunky here when I do it. So I'm going to show you how it works, and we're going to have a little look at the work as we go round. I'm going to talk about a couple of pieces of work, and I might have a little bit of help from your tutor here as they recognise some work. But I've written an introduction here. I'll just show you a little bit as you click on these different things here. So what you can do, you can go into these, you see this little box here. If you want to read the statement here that I wrote at the start, you can do that. And if you want to come out the exit viewing detail, you can do that by clicking up here. And if you get lost in the exhibition, and you won't be live in it now, but you can, we've got the link for this. It's out there on our shows and open day page, so you can access this. You need to do a little bit of signing up to get into it. There's some information about the exhibition here. There's a list and catalogue of all the works here. You can stick it onto auto tour and it will take you through. I'm going to try and fly by manual tonight. This will take you back to the start. I found this button hugely useful. When things go horribly wrong, this is your way home again. So you can click that and you'll come back out at the start here. And there's a help button here for if you're really scared, and you can full screen it, but I've also noticed that if I full screen it with all of you, I can't navigate it at the same time, so you're going to have to bear with and maybe do a little pinch or pull or whatever you do in your machine just to zoom in a little bit more if it feels a bit tight, but please tell me if not. So let's have a look through here. So we've got 3 rooms here. We've got one room for Foundation Diploma and some of the finalists and some of the prizes we're going to be giving tonight. We've got a second room heading through, which comes through the second space here, which is all foundation work again. And then the third room takes you through to level 2 art, level 2 photography, and level 3 photography across there. And you'll notice in that room in particular, I give a special mention here tonight to Maddie Creffield, who's got numerous pieces up, who's made the most fantastic work, really exciting stuff. We'll have a little look at that and talk about that as we go around too. So let's move into the first room here. And we'll have a look at some of the breadth of practice and things that are going on here, which are really exciting. One of the great things I think that's going on with this exhibition is the depth, the breadth, the exploration and the most beautiful things that are going on here with students. I thought about Joseph Cornell a little bit, maybe being a reference here. Miss Rees, what do you think? Was there something like that going on in here? It's a level 2 art and design student here.
Yes, yeah. Certainly the idea of assemblage, Joseph Cornell, and then looking at the layering. Fantastic piece of work. So kind of 3D within the piece, and wonderful colours. But assemblage, Joseph Cornell was definitely in there. So lovely piece.
Yeah, I mean, I can see
nice
that reference, but I don't see I don't see simulacrum here. I don't see a copy. I see something really contemporary and really playful around the body. I love the illustrations. The drafting in here is superb. I mean, this is a level 2 student here as well too, and that's quite a first sort of stepping block in many ways with art and design. So to have got to this level, the level of drafting and the execution of the whole piece, the balance of colour, the use of the frame, there's so many good things going on here. I think it's such a fantastic piece of work. I was really impressed with this as I was going around earlier. Can you give us a second on the student a little bit and their journey?
Just really, the great thing is when they get onto phase 2, which is what we're seeing tonight, all students will have had that first initial phase 1 program, which is obviously building all of their skills, their techniques, and then they can then think about a more independent project to take on board. So this is really nice that the student can think about an area that they're most interested in, that they will then develop on throughout phase 2. So all of that hard work in phase 1 has been put into this, obviously knowing how to run a project, but then bringing in their personal touch and their way of working that they want to really sample and look at. So really lovely piece.
Fantastic.
And I think this also maybe looked at Victorian snippets of art as well, and bringing that through and sort of alongside with their own illustration, but some other areas taken of inspiration.
Yeah, really commendable. This is a fantastic piece of work, and it really shows like the breadth and the depth of inquiry that is going on with the students here. Every bit as good as any physical progression and provision, and quite often very much better, I feel. Now we're not going to look at every single piece, but we're going to have a little look at these, because these guys are all finalists here, got into the finals. So we're going to have a little look at these pieces here, and you'll see that if you want to have a look and see what's going on here as well too, you can just do this little click here, can't you? And you can see it's lovely. The students have written a little artist statement here as well, so showing such maturity to be able to frame things in these ways, to be able to actually really discuss what they're doing, how these works sort of engage with their lives, their interests, and how they're, really autonomous suggestions of their interests and ideas, imbued with a lovely quality and feel as they explore different palettes.
It's just really nice, I think, when we come to this. I mean, work looks wonderful when you're looking through and you're looking at the digital documents, but when you then come like this evening to see it in an exhibition form, and it just looks so realistic being in this online exhibition, again, it just takes it to the next level, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
work.
It's one of the most important things as an artist to stop, I often say to our students when we're guiding portfolios, students are often saying to me, well, when's my portfolio going to be done? And in my 50s now, my portfolio is not done. But it's really important, by the same token, to stop and put your work up on the wall. And that's what the celebration tonight is really about, isn't it? It's about getting work out, stopping, saying, tell you what, that's pretty good, isn't it? And tell you what, it's pretty good, isn't it?
It looks fantastic.
Oh, let's not jump here. I think because we had a double-sized image here from Rhiannon here, looks a little bit different. So more sort of digital to analog montage going on here in this piece as well too.
Yeah, and a lot of printmaking as well. Really looked into printmaking, and the dog was part of a mountain rescue team, which is said in the information there. So it really kind of picked up on something very real. And there was a lot of development going in different directions, but printmaking was really one that came through into this final piece and sort of this lovely landscape composition. So yeah.
Fantastic. Now, we're not going to get to every student tonight, but we're definitely going to, have a look at just the other finalists here. So, and before we come to the prizes, which we'll do at the end. And so once again, level 2 again here too. Some really brilliant work. It's a killer year for level 2 this year. So character design here. So lovely, because really different work again. Digital work, lots of techniques which are born out of traditional techniques, though, with the shading and the fill, the use of lighting, the thinking about, it's almost like a bit of a chiaroscuro, this one, isn't it? That Italian play of shadow and light, the sort of, you can see the references of Vermeer, Rembrandt, Roger van der Weyden, all these sorts of people, like, feeding through into a very contemporary animated character. It's like really, really complex stuff going on. And lots of students, we found a real wave of students across the FAD course as well this year, exploring characters for game and things like that. And, I think, I remember working in a university probably about 15 years ago, and they started a game degree, and I thought, oh no, this is ridiculous. How can we be doing game design as a degree? And then of course the games industry has overtaken the film industry now, so that sort of showed me what a dinosaur I was, and how maybe I wasn't considering how important this thing was. And so of course we have lots and lots of students aspiring to look at this.
There was so much character design in this because it was based upon looking initially at the 7 deadly sins. So all of these different character designs, and then narrowing it down, developing that even further. Also all of the digital development that was done with the layering and the tones, and thinking also about visual language with colour, like you say, and the lighting. A lot of detail into that project. Yeah,
brilliant. Fantastic stuff. I'm going to move on a little bit because I'm conscious of time slightly here, but I would encourage all of you, every last one of you, to spend some time with this exhibition. I've given it a couple of hours and I've not even got close, okay? By the time you've gone around and you've read some of these statements, you really looked at what's going on, I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised. And also for very many of our current students, at least 20 of our current students turn up in the last meeting, take some time to have a look at this work. These are your peers from last year, I guess. But some of them also here tonight. Really exciting. So just take a little look at this. Another beautiful illustrated piece. A lot of illustration running through the level 2 this year, isn't there? A real flavour of it.
It's just so lovely to see how everybody has developed their own interest in art. They've gone in so many different directions. This was a beautiful one with the Mushroom King, again a make-believe character that was made up, that was printing in there as well.
Wonderful.
But so nice in so many different directions, and everybody's taking on that very independent way of thinking through their own project. So that's been lovely, because hopefully that's showing that the confidence that our students have to be able to direct their own project and know how to direct it and to create those outcomes, as well as the development all the way through. So that's been wonderful.
That's a really great point, Miss Rees. That really is, you know. That sense of autonomy, it's one of the things I think we can really celebrate with our OCAD students. I think sometimes when students come in and they're given that first chance to sort of work in a more autonomous way, it feels very sink or swim, and we're constantly scooping them out of the pool with the net. But it's lovely when you come out the other end and you see the ability to, apply artistic thinking, creative thinking in a very personal way. So great celebration there in that, really lovely stuff. So let's come out of this corner here and let's zoom across here. I'll try and not trip over myself. Now, we're not going to take as much time as we did, because those guys were finalists, spent a little bit more time there. If I went around every piece of work and we talk like that, we will be here in about 3 hours time, which would be very nice, but I think my children would be rather disappointed in me tonight. So I will allow you to go on and look at that. But I'm just going to make some quick comments as we come across here about the beautiful work that's going on here. So Saffron Smith here, beautiful, it's almost like a storybook type quality to, isn't it? Beautiful painting. It feels like it's moved away from just the photographic. And as a photographer, that's a very hard thing to do. It's quite whimsical, playful style, which is led by colour and form.
Being a student
Oh.
is hard.
Oh,
You
hang
have
on.
stacks of homework and assignments almost all the time.
Okay, that's my
I feel like you can never keep
error here for the first time.
up with them. But I haven't.
Let's just stop that for a minute. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. Bear with. I don't know what I hit with my hand there, but I certainly hit something. Just come back around a little bit. See if I can navigate my way.
I'll let you know, Matt. I think some of these wonderful pieces are video, and when you go to them, they'll automatically start playing. So yeah, there's video as well as
Just going to find my way
paintings.
back. See,
Fantastic.
this is the button I warned you all of, the one that takes you back to the start. I think I leant on something in the bottom of my keyboard while I was trying to look more closely and intently at a piece of work there. So I'm just going to quickly do this. Look, see, I'm not a digital native. Unlike many of you, I'm a clunky old chap who gets a few things wrong. So let's just do that a bit more, and then hopefully I'll start doing some stuff right. Let's go here. Now, I think what we're going to do tonight as well, just to talk you through, for those of you that are waiting to go to the next meeting with Gemma, because we're a tutor down, we're doing a bit of adaptive thinking tonight, is we're probably just going to keep this session open rather than join the next one. Does that sound okay, Gemma, to you, if we just keep going? Because I think we can give it a bit more time then, which I think it deserves. Yeah? Okay. So the silence will hopefully validate that.
Sorry, yeah, I'm putting my thumbs up. I didn't want to speak over you, but yes, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, some lovely work here. Beautiful illustrations here from the foundation course. Really lovely stuff here from Annabelle. Really clever, beautiful. You know, she's taken the banality, the mundane, the everyday here. I mean, this is really hard stuff to see any value in. I think with students, they're always looking for some sort of incredibly, you know, complex or exciting subject. But actually, the subjects are the biggest draw in this world that I've found many years of being an artist and a creative are the ones that are relatable. You know, the banal, the mundane, the everyday moments, looking at your computer, stroking your dog. And, you know, it's such clever, insightful sort of observations here of women in different situations, you know. And it's also a bit of a feminist piece here. She's titled this Domestic Workers as well too, this idea about women working within a home. So she's working here on the laptop or, you know, doing things with the home. And it's beautiful and really clever, you know, use of different materials here as well too, and ways of solving problems creatively. Eve Miller here, yeah, lovely stuff here going on again, you know. Portrait, illustration, animation, all coming together here, really clever way. Most fantastic stuff. So it's digital art mixed with traditional illustration. Really beautiful. Spend some time with that one. It's a real star there as well too. You can see the level here. It's pretty cool, isn't it? You know, I wouldn't feel out of place with some of this if I was describing it in the degrees show, and I think you'd all agree with that. So we can get students to this level and get themselves to this place, of course, with our help. You know, really exciting stuff here. Ash Morgan here, character illustration for a game. Most amazing stuff here. No, but taking the most fantastic references from different places to try and, you know, bring these characters together. Going to shoot along quickly. He's got a lot of students near tonight. Really exciting stuff here. Very simple paintings of her brother, taken from photography this, but transported somewhere absolutely different. This is Gianna Fitzgibbon's work here. The work's called Tears. Just really simple, quite sort of literal description, but also it's a moment, isn't it? It's this beautiful captured moment, isn't it, of her brother crying in the back of the car. And it's really powerful work, this. This is really mature work. This is work that, you know, for me, demonstrates, you know, how good creative thinking can be, and how, you know, we can notice once again, I like how this wall has been laid out with a bit of sort of like realistic portrait stroke fantasy sort of art in between, so it's quite a nice hang, this one. Let's come into a couple more of these. Let's come back here. Elena here, lovely work here. Series of inspiration, you know, this comes from Edgar Allan Poe, this work, absolutely fantastic. These poems about the raven. So illustrators are often working in context. Context is incredibly important to all of our students here. Context is what the work could be, what the industry is it might engage with, what the meaning could be. And so here she's making illustrations as an illustrator for a book. It's a very common real world application of illustrators, but taking these beautiful Edgar Allan Poe poems that she was reading and making these fantastic pieces. So really exciting. I've gone around the corner again. Let's go back. Back here. And we're going to have a look at some of this mixed media here. Beautiful pieces here going here. Eilish Doyle on thin ice. Really exciting here. Fashion pieces. Working with tutor Joe, I think. Joe, did you work on this one? With Eilish? I think so. But Jo's working in contemporary fashion design at the moment as my deputy here. She makes beautiful work herself, but working with these students, looking at this. Yeah, I thought you were with Eilish, I was pretty sure.
No, she really looked, she was into fashion communication. She's graduated, she's going on to university to study it. So she was using ice and wrapping things in materials in preparation towards her final pieces, and they're really delicate and a lot of sensitivity and very quite sort of moving in a way.
Yeah, I can see the ice
mixture
here,
So she sculpted a lot in ice, and it was almost like sort of fashion forecasting and fashion prediction that she was photographing these with that viewpoint in her work.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of quite dark sort of fashion stuff coming through at the moment, isn't there? Sort of like a touch of the Gothic or something going on there a little bit, isn't there? Yeah. Really lovely stuff. Great. I'll move on again quickly. So, some more fashion here again. Alexandra Scott, beautiful pieces here. The students making and designing here. I mean, it takes a moment to work out what that is, because usually people are makers or designers. There's both things going on here. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's nice to see all of those things happening in the same way, and the amount of work produced for a final project here as well. Really, really exciting. I think sometimes it's hard to understand, how much time goes into a 30-second animation clip, or how much time goes into the making of a dress, or perhaps shooting it in location as well too. So really tricky stuff to do. I'm going to come out my detail view and try and not make a mess here. Oh, that's it, I got it. Let's come over here. Yeah, great stuff again. Having done against animals, so these is points. Students trying to make, ethical points. We've got a good ethical thread running through all of our projects, trying to challenge students to try and, use that test bed of ethics and morals against their own work, trying to think about, what they think, what they believe in the world. How can they make a point which isn't a cliche, which isn't just sticking something down your throat? These are sensitive, beautiful, clever ideas being played out. I'm going to come back here a little bit. I can't come to detail talking about every single piece. I think this piece here is a
fine art illustration.
Yeah, I'm just let's just come back here again. Yeah, Fern here. Yeah, where does transport gender body issues? Yeah, but obviously referencing different things in art here as well too. Quite lovely, building things in the forest here as well, so we might all be behind computers, but there's some pretty cool things going on. There's a couple of beautiful built pieces here. So Florian here has made a piece here drawing figures in the landscape, but making more permanent sculptures. So trying to make sculptures, but also trying to bring figures into a place, making temporal structures as well too, which is quite a lovely thing. This I did temporary art. And then Hannah Richardson here as well. This is lovely. This is designed to be a sort of a safe space for bereavement and loss, a place which would be quite womb-like in the thinking. So, the depth of thought in these projects as well. And, external examiners, I remember on the foundation and on the level 2 courses, commented this year about the depth of inquiry being really good. So, lovely things happening here. Once again, there's fashion project here with an outcome, but also with photography, and there's 2 of them here, 2 different students here, and Sashi Small here. Beautiful You know, lovely use of photography, isn't it? Really clever, you know. Sometimes it's I find like with things like this, it's like I've learned all my best photography through making mistakes, through going and shooting something and getting heavy flash when I take a picture, you know. And that's sort of, and it's then taking that mistake and turning it into something clever and creative, and it's absolutely appropriate and absolutely beautiful, and it shows real sensitivity how this has been photographed. So, you know, it gets top marks for photography, top marks for design as well here for me. So really clever stuff going on, you know. And something that feels almost a little bit Clockwork Orange here with Kate here. I was trying to think of what the references were, but you know, isn't this a lovely, you know, isn't it a lovely sort of way of describing?
She was commenting really on social media and what words, how damaging words can be, and how it reflects your sort of body. I mean, you can read it there, really, what she's talking about. Message for change, she's talking about using materials, but harking back to obviously feminist movements and changing ideas and using social media.
So there's wonderful, you know, exploration of things here, isn't there? There's lovely looking at, you know, all these different political, historical things which are important as we go around the show. So let's move around a little bit. I'm going to try and move us on a little bit because I'm conscious of time. Jaden Wilson here making sculptural pieces. He didn't actually place it in that garden, but you see the wonder of digital technology has allowed him to make these sculptural pieces for a garden, but then to show them in context through good photography. So really clever, really brilliant sort of ideas there again, you know. And also that, you know, that artist being, oh no, come on Matt, don't do that. Artist being clever and creative with technology, of course. Sorry, I've just thrown myself a little bit. Oh no, I found my way back. There we go. Try not to be that tutor. All right, let's go back. So have a look at some more lovely things. God, once again, we've got like Dutch still life going on here, haven't we, in the contemporary? Let them eat cake. Yeah, no, so these references from like English aristocracy in the past here going on. But this idea about food and what food is and playing around with those ideas, you know, using the vernacular or using the sort of visual language of, you know, Dutch masters and painting and contemporizing that, doing some sort of a context shift, very clever way of thinking, of making, you know, synonymous with lots of artists at the moment, whether it's Gilbert and George or whether it's thinking about, you know, Julian Opie, things like that. Lots of people being very clever with shifting the context of things. Photography, Gabriela da Silva here, beautiful, making cyanotypes, making beautiful prints. Has gone on to study in, I think Gabriela's in Holland. He also had options to go to St Martin's this year at the College of Communication. So he had a range of different UCAS choices going on, really exciting, like many of our students. Brilliant photographer. You know, really careful, really constructed image here, but, you know, feels like a documentary, referencing people like Alex Soth, you know, really, really fantastic practice, great stuff going on. Contemporary documentary photography, really cool, beautiful street photography going on, referencing, you know, people like Lewis Hine and stuff historically, but then also more recently, you know, great new sort of street photographers that are coming in here, like Ben Roberts, people like that, doing really exciting things at the moment. Let's have a look at this. Bethany Clark, yeah. So, all right, thinking about like locale, thinking about, you know, little moments, guiding, drawing your eyes in exciting ways into little moments, little microcosms. Back into beautiful animated stuff here again, and illustration animation sort of crossover for games here. And then back into, you know, back into thinking about, you know, ideas, back into tolerance, back into understanding, back into talking about things that students understand more about than we do. And, you know, using art as that language to share those things. So, yeah, God, what a clever, talented bunch, some brilliant stuff going on here tonight. All right, let's me just see if I can get myself up from lying on the floor here to a little bit higher up. That's better, isn't it? Olivia here, beautiful Medusa. So, you know, Olivia here was using this concept, this idea, as a sort of metaphysical central theme here. So she's trying to take these original Greek mythology sort of ideas and then play them out into contemporary forms and contemporary things. So beautiful, very clever, very good drafting here, beautiful drawing. Oh dear, no, don't do that. Let's go up, shall we? Excellent, the detailed view. There we go, lovely. Okay, so in we go, fantastic. So once again, some more contemporary takes that don't feel a million miles off someone like Tim Walker here somewhere with Joshua Power here. But this is a 3D piece, isn't it?
Yeah,
this
model making.
It's really amazing model making. So God, the breadth of different genres we covered here already tonight is unbelievable, isn't it? You know, model making is another huge area at the moment. I've got a load of model makers coming down to my studio soon to make some set builds, and I'm really excited about that. But this is fantastic stuff, isn't it? To see that maturity and that ability. You know, you might think as a student that maybe you don't have the materials, you don't have the facility, but you know, look at the ability of these students that are here with us. None of these seem to be struggling too much. Many of these projects made on virtually no budget as well.
Use of real fabrics and sculpting materials.
Yeah. Is it sculpty clay, is it? Used there?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I love that sculpty stuff. So clever. So like, it's actually been built, beautiful. Go on then, let's move on to a little mini animated piece. Brilliant, Sophie Williams. Really fun, yeah. So I mean, the amount of work that goes into something like that, once again, you know, 30 seconds of animated making like that is huge. You know, it's a very ambitious project for a student. That is hours and hours of work go into that to produce that. It may be different in the future with a bit of AI, but at the moment, you know, all hand drawn there, very clever, very beautiful, very brilliant student who's taken a year out of education, but has actually just been sending a UCAS application in to me this year because she's it looks like she's got a couple of offers already, and she wants to see if she can get some more. So exciting stuff going on with Sophie there. Yeah, you know, once again, clever visual language, talking about women in football. You know, thinking about fashion and incorporating that as well too. Beautiful quotes here as well too. Students like really thinking very carefully about things. Penalty of diversity, really clever. Good art thinking going on. You know,
she's gone on to UAL to do fashion communication.
Great course that.
Yeah.
Just going to speed up a little bit, Joe, here with the bad hair day. Fantastic. Okay. I mean, isn't this fun? I often say to students, if you're thinking about how you make work in your creative methodology, why can't it just be humour? I sort of wish mine was sometimes, because I think I'm sometimes quite a humorous chap, but I wish that was mine. I wish all my work was born out of just like fun and play like that. I feel quite jealous really as a creative sometimes, because it's a lovely way to be and to act, isn't it? To be able to just make out of play like that. It's beautiful work, really, really clever stuff again. I'm wondering if I can just come out here a little bit. Right, let's try and be clever here again. We're going to come into another one. And I'm really going to have to speed up a little bit here, but I think we're quite safe. I think we've just killed the final meeting. So any of you that are thinking, oh no, the other meeting started now, we've got Gemma in the back room of this one. I think, Gemma, can I have a nod or a something?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Good. Okay.
I'm going to go I'm going to go and get anyone that might be in the other one.
Yeah, go and scoop them up and bring them back in, and we'll stick in this room because I tell you what, it's pretty exciting in here. So yeah, lovely stuff again, Kaiser. Fantastic work there. Isn't this playful? There's not lots of people. There's no house style at OCAD, is there? Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you go to some colleges, everything looks a bit the same. Sort of people are working very closely to the tutors they're with and things. Very independent course, this very mature course. Lovely things going on. Or courses. Wow, abstract, beautiful play here. Lovely things going on. Representation of the body in a contemporary way, yeah. Different approaches to femininity and masculinity, yeah. Very playful, very clever, beautiful visual language, amazing colour palette, absolutely amazing colour palette, that one. All right, let's go across here to the next piece of work here. Yeah, storybook, beautiful. Sort of not manga-esque, but with some of that sensibility within it as well too, from May Fenner. Yeah, really good mixed media here. Things cut out, posted, stuck up on walls, played with by Anisha. Lovely student to work with Anisha. Going on to university again this year. Look at contemporary responses to the Jewish community. God, couldn't be more contemporary if it tried that one, could it really, at the moment? So let's move on a little bit here. Now, we're not going to get to the whole exhibition here. We're going to get to a jolly good lot of it, I think. So we'll have a little look at a few sort of key pieces now, I think. So we've done a big bulk of that room, and we'll do a few key pieces when we get into the level 2 up at the other end. I'm going to jump into Hanan here, who's a contemporary illustrator who's now working as illustration in... where's Hanan gone to? I've got a little note here. She went on to in the Lebanon, and she's making... Sorry? I think someone came on mic there for a minute. I wasn't sure if there was a point, but yeah, beautiful things here, and the sense of beautiful drawing which isn't too referenced, too stuck in a photographic again. Students really expressing their culture, their beliefs, their understanding, sharing things with us which are just like super exciting, to be a part of, and feel very lucky to be a part of some of these things. So let's just move around a little bit here. We saw Jaden over there before. I'm going to come in here and have another little look. Another animated piece here. Cassie Stevens here. Fantastic, exciting stuff again. I'm gonna have to stop it there, so we're gonna have to get around this in time tonight. I'm sure some of you will probably be wondering a little bit about time here. Now I've got a little bit lost. I think we're coming out of the last foundation room here, so I'm gonna head across here to level 2 art design and photography, and we're gonna have a little look around here. Now I would have missed a few bits. I might have missed the odd piece here and there, but I would encourage you all to, you can see how many hours you could spend here. If you're a student on the course, make sure you look at all of this. It's really good to look at. It gives you some ideas about the sorts of things that have been made before, and it gives you some ideas about, how there are very few boundaries and what you can be doing while you're here with us at OCAD. I mean, it's so different again, isn't it? This is a lovely piece of work that I'm not familiar with myself, this one. I love this statement down here. OCAD course challenged me to consistently produce art on a daily basis. I could ring a bell for hearing that. And I've learned to improve my overall artistic process. I now feel I make much better art. Yeah, you look but you cannot see. Beautiful piece of, surrealist art using the eye would be my description of it. I'm not sure if anyone wants to add to that, but I wasn't sure, Rebecca. Lovely stuff there. Really cool. Let me just see if I can be a bit less clunky. Wow, so much illustration in level 2 this year. So much brilliant illustration, so much different illustration. Have a look over here at some of these. Really good, quite contemporary painting here. The pollarded lime trees, I think, here, looking very sort of surreal again. The grim path. Simplistic nature of the Victorian era referenced, looking at the Gothic. There's theory coming into this work, isn't there? Isn't that great? At level 2, we've got got students engaging with theoretical ideas, That's one of the things we really challenge you on the foundation to get on the level 3 to 4. But, getting into that level 2, I'm pretty impressed with that. It's pretty brilliant. Beautiful mixed media again, absolutely amazing. God, exciting stuff they've been doing, Rachel. Absolutely brilliant. So impressed with this work. It's great. I know some of them, but I don't know this many of them. Absolutely lovely to look at some of this practice. Fantastic stuff again. More painting. So lots of painting, lots of illustration, level 2 art. Yeah, really great. Such diverse approaches. Really great stuff going on. Head around the corner here a bit. Something else going on with the eyes here. So a couple of students referencing the eye. Oscar Whitehouse here. Beautiful. So it's like manga-esque cartoon characters put into stylized backgrounds. Come on, come out, come out, come out, come out. So once again, students dipping into their worlds. These sort of memory type bubbles being created here. Beautiful book illustrations here going on as well too. I just want to have a little look at the statement here on this one as well too. This is character design and illustration for concept. Yeah, brilliant. Not scanning over these for any particular reason. I'm just going to pick a couple out and talk a little bit about this. This is really interesting. This is like Victorian gardens and sculptures coming out here. Eco-brutalism explored here. Creating a piece showing nature, reclaiming something man-made. Wow. The level of this is quite fantastic, really. The drafting here is brilliant. Let's have a little move through here. I'll try and find my way around this space here into the photography. I'll dive across here for a minute. Have a look at some of the photographic responses. Without Alberto here tonight, but being a photographer myself, I shall give you my own rundown on some of this work. I mean, this is beautiful documentary here. It's really clever, isn't it? I guess this is a sort of genius loci type response, a student looking at their local area and framing and creating a complex sort of typology. This is as good enough to be in a studio. I mean, there's two things happening here again. There's a student with an ambition to produce products for advertising, and I'm very much involved in that myself, but there's also a very prominent set building up here. So very clever how they've used this color theory, they've used different shapes, they've used beautiful, Daisy Palmer, absolutely fantastic, really exciting stuff there. Very clever, and commercial photography brief, this one as well too, so absolutely up my street, beautiful, brilliant stuff. Maisie here. Once again, more commercial photography. more stuff that looks like it could immediately come out of a studio. There's nothing about this that doesn't feel like, you know, I wouldn't have someone shooting this in my studios sometime. Really exciting. I actually hire my studios out as well too to other people. So sometimes I have other artists and creatives making in my space. So I get to see a lot of practice, which is lovely. So it's Maddie's beautiful work here. I talked about Maddie a little bit as we first came in at the start, but you know, what fantastic, you know, creative response to, you know, when you think about somebody doing Ophelia, I think about how that, you know, Ophelia has been sort of played around with in so many different creative projects, from Tom Hunter to, oh gosh, who else has made some work using Ophelia as a starting point? Andrew Worth, who else has referenced it? So many different people have used this idea of Ophelia. And wasn't this brilliant contemporary response? You know, contemporize the character. That's what we're wanting you to do with your art. If you're going to be using references which are historic, we don't want you to repeat them. We want you to take that knowledge and that understanding and that sensibility and then say, okay, this is my starting point. This is what led me to be curious. Where can I go with this now? Fantastic stuff going on. Libby Owen, beautiful stuff here. Really clever. Level 2 art and design again, beautiful painting. And set building here, I believe, is Scarlett. Character designing with Bo. Quite amazing. These are like 90s Street Fighter characters to me, which for me is actually really exciting because it's a very exciting game. The last time I really played any. And yeah, you know, beautiful, clever, kooky, slightly kitsch stuffing here from Siobhan. Here, so look at this. Wow, yeah, great stuff again. Weird, surreal faces here. Quite amazing photography here in the middle as well too, Nicholas Jordan. Taking, you know, zodiac signs and science and the universe and doing really clever different things with them. Working with mixed materials, working into clays. Let's come back over here. And I should be able to turn around to the other wall if I'm clever. Am I getting too big for my own boots here trying to do this? Let's just come out of this view so we can spin around. Here we go. Yeah, another lovely wall here. The 3 brilliant students here. Madeline Sherratt, Sienna Richardson, Nola. Yeah. Just beautiful things happening here. Just so clever sometimes. Application of mixed media processes. Lots of stuff like that going on at the moment. Students, you know, as artists generally, take technology and play with it and use it against its intended form, you know, to use it to its sort of breaking point and then beyond. That's a great thing that artists do with technology. They muck around with it, they play with it. Let's find out a little bit more photography here. Now I'm going to give it about another 3 or 4 minutes on this. I'm going to move back to the start of the exhibition and have a look at some of the prizes, okay? Because I'm conscious that we're coming to the end of the hour and a half, which we've done tonight. And I hope that I haven't got any of you falling off to bed yet, except for those of you that are 8 hours ahead that may well be close to that anyway. I know I'll certainly be in bed in 8 hours time. So well done all of you for being here. Yeah, you know, sometimes very simple things here, working with simple, gentle references. You know, it's photographs of Northumberland and the antithesis here, really, this exciting, like, you know, sort of play and people here. So like 2 beautiful different boards here. Very clever stuff. Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm going to exit the view here, and if I missed anyone here, I am sorry. I would love to spend enough time to go through in great detail every single piece of work, but as I said, I would be here for so long. But hopefully you can sense my enthusiasm, and I will continue to look at some of this as I go on. Also, I encourage you to have a look at this list of works here. Have a look at all the different work here, what's on display. You can read the statements here instead of having to go to each individual one if you want to. So I'm going to go back to the start. Back we go. Yep, got it. And I think that just takes me out of one room. So I think I've got to somehow head up here again. Does anyone know where they're going? I think if I'm clever. Oh, yeah, look, it was a really good side cut there. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about this award here. This award is born out of something. It was a tragic loss of one of our students. But we wanted to try and celebrate, to try and do something positive. So Georgia tragically lost her life only a short time ago while she was completing a course in 2022. She was a wonderful talent. Her passion for art was clear from the first day we started working with her. We're honoured to present an award in her name. All of us at OCAD hope that her memory and her inspiration as a young emerging talent to others and the achievement will live on through this award that we give to students. So we're going to give a couple of different awards here. And the first one is the Georgia Green Award here too. And this goes to a photography student here. Fantastic. And there'll be a cash prize, and I believe this to be a £50 prize on this as well too. This is a Georgia Green Award, and this is dedicated to Eleanor Kay, Level 3 photography student. And this is part of a much broader fashion project. Another one of those projects where students did lots and lots of things. So she created location sets, she styled the models, you know, just so many different things going on, so much work within a project. So, you know, big OCAD cheers and congratulations there. Fantastic award there going to the brilliant Eleanor Kay. Well done, Eleanor. Brilliant work. Now, next one here, Tutor's Choice Award here. So this is a runner-up here. And Kendra here. Kendra Azara. A project based on a theme of identity. Another one, you know, a lot of student projects this year are exploring media identities or new media, playing around with those ideas, using the door, symbolising a path to the future in the background here.
Beautiful work, yeah.
Yeah, really clever, isn't it? So runner-up, £25 prize here for this student. I'm going to give it a prize on that. Yeah. Anything else you want to add on that one, Miss Reese?
Just really, you know, so much. It all started with own photographs, looking at sort of personality, facial expression, colour linked with that. The studies were just amazing, all the different components, compositions, in order to get through development to this actual final choice and piece. Yeah, fantastic work.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Another
excellent
really
skills. Yeah, brilliant.
I'm loving all the mixed media. Come on, Matt. Let's get up here a bit. There we go. So, Students' Choice Award here. So, it's a first place here. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Another Level 2 art, superstars in Level 2 art this year. Giving Foundation a damn good run for its money and nipping at their heels here again. But beautiful piece of work here, you know. Blue flowers laid on top. She used a mix of different stars for each media. The piece is a thick paper composite, isn't it?
Using... Yeah, it was the idea of blending again, starting with photographs, looking at flowers as well, layering it over the top, and then obviously taking it into a painted media. So some digital work previous to, you know, thinking about composition and layout. And again, some, you know, absolutely amazing skills in producing this. So fantastic work.
Brilliant, Layla. Well done. Big clap. And £50 award coming to you as well too, as another winner there this year. You're all winners, you know, you're all winners because you've made such beautiful, brilliant work this year, you know, and you found your way forward, which is great. And then Tutor's Choice runner-up here is brilliant animation here by Amy Monetz. For the point. So we'll watch that as our little ending to this session as we approach the end of our hour and a half. Wow, a fantastic ending to things, and surreal, strange, beautiful, clever, and deserving of another runners-up prize. So congratulations once again. Really, really brilliant stuff here. And, you know, huge amount of, you know, it's another one where we picked it as tutors. You know, the amount of work that goes into something like that is unbelievable. You know, I say that photography, you know, I think we get it quite easily sometimes compared to these animators. That's a massive amount of work there. So ambitious and so powerful, you know, absolutely fantastic. So congratulations again there. Great. So we've come to the end of things, almost. I think, you know, we're just going to maybe just talk for a little bit about what we got going on over the next week. So over the next week, we've got an open week coming on. There's a selection of different talks, some interesting things going on, whether you're listening to a talk about sort of contemporary fashion with a brilliant Joe, or with brilliant Tim doing something on contemporary documentary. You know, some brilliant stuff content-wise for you as students. Any of our students are here tonight to have a look at. But also anyone who's coming in externally to get a flavour of the teaching, the passion, the discussion, the ambition of us all really here at OCAD, and the OCAD experience that I really hope that you can all come and sample for a little bit. So there'll be an option to drop into those sessions and have a look at things that are being taught, and there's some really nice stuff there. And also there'll be a chance for you to come and listen to people talking about the different courses, starting off with me on Monday, talking about the Foundation Diploma Art Design and Media. I think there's just a couple of little points I'd like to make on the back end here, wrapping up as well too, and I might invite my colleague Gemma in to join on this one a little bit. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about progression, because you know, what we're all about here at OCAD is about progression, about progressing through this course, about progressing closer to a career that you're passionate about doing and helping you get to that place, maybe progressing to the next mode of education to get to that. So all of those things are really important to us here at OCAD, and we hold those ideas dear because we want you to progress and not to be stale. We want you to keep moving, making, being reflexive, solving problems in the world of art which need solving, raising discussion, raising questions. I mean, I like this quote, and I can't remember where it came from, but this idea that art is very good at raising questions, but it doesn't directly, you know, solve real world issues. So this idea that, you know, it's there as this conduit to get people talking and thinking, and I think that's something we try and champion here. Also, many of our students progressing internationally. We can celebrate students going to institutions all across the world, from South Africa to Holland and everywhere in between. We can celebrate our students that are coming to the UK. Many students are using this course or these courses as access to get here. We can also celebrate our brilliant students progressing to university. And we've got examples of students progressing onto the best universities in the country here, using our diplomas and our certificates here at OCAD. So, you know, all those brilliant things going on. Many of the students here tonight, just to name but a few, going on to, I can pick just in the students I've seen here tonight. We've got students that have gone on to the Royal Institute of The Hague. We've got students that have gone on to St Martin's College. We've got students that have gone on to the Slade School of Art. We've got students that have gone on to the Arts University Bournemouth. We've got students that have gone on to Plymouth. We've got students that have gone on to Brighton, and that's just a few off the top of my head, and I know there's many more. We've also got lovely progression that happens organically through OCAD, from our lower level courses, from our art schools, from our GCSE students across Cambridge Online, through our level 2, 3 and Foundation, which has level 4 components but is a level 3 qualification for the sake of getting the UCAS points, which top out at 112. But also, you know, encouraging students to be in control of their creative journey, to think very carefully that actually creative journeys need to be considered a little bit when it's got education on the page, because you need to be thinking very much about where you want to go to next. We're going to help you with that decision and help you make sure that you're aware that you've got the correct qualification to get into those institutions, as well as the qualification you'll get with us. And it's an exciting time, it's an exciting journey, and we love preparing for you for it and working with you. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to invite my colleague Miss Gemma in just to say a few closing words as our Head of Vocational Learning. Thank you very much for that enjoyable hour and a half. I've had it all.
Oh, Matt, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Considering Alberto built that, you navigated it like a pro. Thank you so much.
That's what you're paying for.
So yeah, no, you did a great job. We've been in the chat, and there's just so many people just saying how amazing the work is. You know, we've had some students that you did showcase that were in the group, so I did give a shout out to them to make sure that they were,
fantastic.
You know, they were spoken to. So yeah, so just well done. Yeah, that was a really lovely walkthrough, and as you say, we could have been doing that for a very long time and gone through absolutely everyone's work. So yeah, and thanks for all the other tutors as well that have given up their time this evening to come and, you know, just offer their
Miss Rees, thank you so much.
So thanks, Miss Rees.
Really
thank you
so
much.
Time and input, which was really insightful, especially with the level 2's great. And I know some of Joan's students too, but she's at other end of the creative genre spectrum to me, being a fashion designer while I'm a photographer.
Yeah, no, just absolutely incredible, and thanks for everyone for showing up and supporting each other to celebrate the exhibition at the end of the year. So yeah, I think we've all really enjoyed that, and we could have just gone on for a lot longer, but I have shared the link in the chat, so everyone's got that. It's going to go live on other platforms, so like our website, and all across Teams if you're still on Teams. So yeah, share it far and wide and with family and friends, and just get them to see your work. Because I think what was just so lovely is when you see work finally in a gallery, you get everyone else's reaction to it, you know, and maybe you had a backstory, and some people, you know, can recognize that straight away and get an emotive reaction from seeing your work. And that was just really lovely when you picked up on some of them, because you haven't seen all of their artwork before, have you, Matt? So like,
it's sort of hard in my position to see every single student across the 1,000 or so live students in OCAD in any one year, so like it's a little bit tough, but I do try, and I tell you what, it did wonderfully enjoyable for me just to come in and parachute in and, you know, spend some time with Miss Rees, not trying to give her like wonderful exciting directives I might have for her, but actually just shut up and listen. I'm not too good at listening, I'm good at talking.
But that's what's great for the students, isn't it, to see other people's reactions to their art and what, you know,
get it on a wall,
sparks of
always good.
So yeah, wonderful to go around a gallery and actually see your work. So yeah, keep sharing it. But yeah, there's not much more to say really, but I'm sure that's just sparked so much creativity, and those of you that are still with us that are going to be going on to the other courses, there's so much to look forward to, isn't there? It's so exciting, especially to see the skill of level 2. I mean, it is astounding. I mean, some of this work you'll see, as you said, in degree shows. And foundation, just so much, you know, conceptual thinking and so much background. When you read the statements, you really do get a sense of how deep and well researched some of these projects are. And you said it many times throughout there, Matt, just how much time goes into this work. And, you know, we're watching an animation and we're really enjoying it, but when you're a student, you watch it with a new pair of eyes, don't you, and think, wow, that was a lot of work that has gone into that. And so yeah, a huge appreciation for how much goes into your art. So yeah, the world does need more innovators, storytellers, don't they, and visionaries. So I hope that has inspired you to just keep pursuing your dream of being artists, whether that's in a design you know, or whatever field you want to go into, because the future is very exciting for you guys, and hopefully this is a big thing for your CVs, a big thing to showcase now that you've been a big part of with OCAD. And yeah, we hope to see you all the way through. And Matt, just listing those universities that the foundation lot are going on to is very inspiring. Yeah, incredible. You'll see a map come up on the website in the next few days, because now all the certificates have been posting out. As you say, like 30 countries or so around the world, and it's just quite incredible to know what you've been a part of. So yeah, thank you, Matt. Thanks to everybody who's come around this evening. And yeah, next week. So yeah, you kind of mentioned it, Matt, everything we've got going on next week, but this is for everybody. Do go on our website and see what's going on next week, with free lectures, free drawing tutorials, and, you know, just seeing about the other courses that are on offer, especially if you're level 2. Go and have a look at what's going on.
It's everyone externally, you know, come to the Online College of Art and Design. Just Google us, you'll find a link to our open week, not open day, open week.
Yeah,
we've got lots of exciting stuff on, you know. Come and join us. It's exciting. We're artists. artist at the helm of an online college, and
Yeah.
that's an exciting thing to be a
You'll
part
be able
of.
to book
We love being
meetings
with
with
you.
us. Yeah, come and meet us if you want to face-to-face or ask any questions. Then loads of meetings are available, and we'll be on all week to see you. So thank you, everyone. Good night to you all. If you're in the UK, that is. You can see that I had to turn the light on as I was watching the exhibition. I could feel myself, the darkness. Yeah, it's gone night now. So yeah, thank you, Matt, and everybody.
Yeah. Take care,
Yeah,
everybody.
lovely
And for
evening.
those students
Bye.
who've been here tonight, well done, all of you. I look forward to meeting you again soon, or meeting you for the
Yeah.
first time, some of you as well.
We're
Take
really
care.
proud of our students. Good night,
Yeah.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.